Okay, hello again folks, it's Fei Long today, so let's start with here's Delayed Wake Up. So it's the same as Dow Sims, which is new. It's only 11 frames now, because that's what multiple sources have told me from Capcom Cup. You hold heavy punch, and this setup should miss me. Now, 11 frames isn't actually very long, so Ibuki, for example, could possibly just do it a bit more on my chest there, as you saw, it was a bit later. So now it might hit me just a little bit more meaty. Let's test this out. Okay, so it still hit me because 11 frames isn't very much. But on the other hand, I could do a delayed wake up and then reversal and catcher. So, you know, there's kind of a few things I'm going to have to beat the crap out of her. No, okay, just block it. So a couple of things interesting there which you can play around with only 11 frames. So the next thing is the red focus attacks. A medium punch, medium kick and heavy kick to do this, and it looks like so. Pretty visible really. Level 1 doesn't crumple, maximum level does, and it comes out the same speed as a normal focus attack now. It costs 2 meter to use and can absorb 32 hits, so that should cover everything really. FADC into it costs all your meter and absorbs 0 hits, but can crumple on level 1 on hit, so light normals it won't work. Okay, but harder hitting normals and you'll be able to get the crumple, like so. Okay, so Fei Long's changes, he hasn't got many, but they're quite interesting. Right, you can no longer stand in light punch into tension, so it didn't state whether it was close or far, so I did it on both. So, for example, you used to be able to do like that, but for standing, like that. But you can no longer do that, it doesn't allow it. Okay, for close or far. But you can still go into everything else. Okay, so no more standing tension. So the next thing is all of his Rekkas have had their travel distance reduced. So the way I did this is have a look at this video that I put in the description below, and I took from that the kind of same distance it travelled for the light punch version and the medium punch. The other two I had to sort of guess, but it seemed to be about right as well. So what he did is stand in the corner here and then do it, and his foot reached that black line there. So that's the distance for the light punch version. And the medium punch, it just went about 2 squares over the black line, like so. Okay, so it is a little bit varying depending whether you stand still or walk, but that's the distance. So the light punch now looks like this. Okay, so that's the distance. The medium punch looks like so. Still pretty far really. Heavy punch and EX. So what I've done is just reduced all of the light punch Rekkas by minus 0.01 and the medium punch by minus 0.015 and the heavy punch by minus 0.2 and the EX by 0.01 as well. So small reductions, but hopefully that looks about right. The next thing is crouch and light kick is now 4 frame startup instead of 3. So it can no longer cancel into itself because of that as well. So you can chain it still, no problem. But if the chaining wasn't there, you wouldn't be able to do 2 of them together and then go into... You can never do two crouch and light kicks and go into a special move anymore. Okay, it's just not possible because she will be able to block. The next thing is crouch and medium punch does 10 plus damage. So there we go, 65 instead of 55, which is nice. The tension has got less recovery, so I've just minus recovery of 5, so it's got 5 less recovery on the EX version and the normal version. Nearly last is the flame kick glitch has now been removed. So it used to be able to be done on back forward back kick, but that has been removed, so it can only actually be done by doing the proper inputs now. Goken had a similar thing. And lastly, his tension all now do 1 hit of damage. So this is the EX version and the normal version. So like a Goken back throw change here, they do 1 hit of damage. So that means that the damage scaling is going to kick in 1 move faster. So your combo of that does 250, but adding the tension onto it does 227. And for example, your heavy punch into super would do 470. If you do it into a tension, it now does 397. So quite a big drop of damage there by about 73. Exactly 73. So that's it for Fei Long. There are quite a few changes, really. Mostly nerfs. That tension one is the biggest one, I would say. Then crouching light kick 4 frames. And the Rekka distance is a little nerf. I'm sure it probably won't change your game plan really at all. But the only buffs he got is crouching medium punch and less recovery on his tension. And the flame kick glitch. But that's more of a fix, not a buff. So hopefully you guys can see how your Fei Long character has changed, and get back to me if anything's wrong or if you find anything interesting, and I'll see you next time. So when you want to install my mod, you need to download the mod in the download link in the video, and then extract the file. You'll have your character name changes, so a nice readme to let you know what I've changed and how I changed it, and installation instructions if you don't want to listen to me. And you'll have a character name.bac and character name.bcm. So the next thing you need to do is find your Capcom directory, because your Super Street Fighter 4 files will be in there. Mine's in the C drive in program files, but if you bought it on Steam, it'll probably be in your Steam directory somewhere. So you go in to Super Street Fighter 4. Now you've got some patch 1.07 and patch 1.06. You need to find the one with your most up-to-date character. For example, if we were doing Sagat, his most up-to-date one would be in 1.07, as well as Ryu, Yuri, Dudley, DJ and Cody. But most characters are in 1.06. The character I'm doing is in there, and most characters are. I'll mention it if it's in 1.07. So you go in, and then you go into Battle, Regulation, Latest AE, and then you find the character we're doing. I'm doing Bison, which has got the name Vega at the moment. And so you'll have the character name.bac, character name.bcm, and all you need to do is, I recommend making a backup and copying those files in and rename them original, just so you got them as backup. And then you just copy over my ones into there, and that'll allow you to play as my modded version in arcade mode, training mode and versus mode. So you can have some fun. If you've got local friends to play with, you could update 2 characters that I do and then fight against each other with the new changes. That would be quite interesting. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and I hope that has helped.